everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Brandon. I appreciate you stopping by. We're back here in the woods today, doing a little bit of small scale logging. Got previous video, we cleaned up a little bit of the tops of this oak tree, and when the oak tree fell, it took out a pine tree and some small maples, but for the most part, one large pine. And so I'm going to try to get the biggest part of that pine tree out today and maybe a couple of saw logs out of the oak tree. But I need to get these out of the way so I can get the trailer back down in here and get the rounds that I've got cut up for firewood loaded on the trailer and get those out of here. So that's what we're going to work on today. It's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee. Probably the nicest day we've had in several weeks. I think it's in the upper 50s, sunshine, a little bit of breeze, so just absolute perfect day to be out here in the woods and doing this. But let me show you what we got here, and then we'll get going. So I've got this pine log here that I think I cut it 13 feet, something like that. It had a little bit of a wanker in it there, so I cut it at 13 feet. It's a decent log. It had some limbs in it. Like I said, it's got a little bit of a you know, some twists and turns to it, but seems to be really good and solid. So I definitely wanted to salvage it. And then I cut this one out of the middle section of the tree. I cut it 17 feet, and it's kind of the same way. It goes about 4 or 5 feet, and it's got a little bit of a crook to it, and it straightens back out pretty decent. But you know, I hate to just cut them up and let them rot, especially when I'm close to getting this sawmill done. You know, and this pine would be some really good wood to kind of experiment with and get my feet wet. You know, and if I mess something up, it's just an old, you know, eastern pine that I'm messing up, not a nice red oak or white oak or cherry or something like that. So, but yeah, and then I've got, like I said in an earlier video, I'm going to save these two upper limbs right here from that crotch. And I cut this one off here, and I was able to get a 17-foot log here and a 17-foot log over here on this other side of the crotch too. So two really good logs that's going to come out of that. And then I haven't measured it yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get another 16-foot log out of the trunk. But either way, that's what we're going to work on. We're going to see what we can get out of here and get, you know, up there into the open, you know, out of the woods here, and then we can go from there with how we load it with a tractor and put it on a trailer, or how we want to get it back to the farm. But that's our plan. Let's see how this goes. Okay, well, all except for the chain on the log tongs breaking, the log dogs. Everything else went okay. Got those pine logs out of here. Got plenty of room freed up now to get down in here with the trailer and load all these rounds up. So now let's start working on these 2 logs right here. And this one over here in particular is going to be a little bit tricky. Let me take you around there and show you what I mean. So as you can kind of see there, this side of that, there's a fork right there. So this side, it's sitting on this root ball and the stump of the pine tree that fell that we cut up and just got out. And then so it goes back up here, and then it meets at the trunk, goes back to that root ball. Well, and then the other side over here is basically doing the exact same thing, except it's going down through there on that side of the root ball and sitting on it. So the best I can tell is all the weight of this tree is kind of sitting on that root ball right there. The fork of this oak tree landed right there on that root ball when the top took it all out. So what's going to happen, right here at the crotch where I've got this kind of marked, this thing's going to want to roll this way, off of that root ball down into here. And so I'm not going to be able to, I don't feel comfortable cutting it over here, because if it takes off and rolls, you can't get out of the way fast enough, this thing falling. So I think I'm going to do some of my cut over here, leave quite a bit at the top, do a plunge cut, leave quite a bit at the top, and then come over here on the other side and cut from this side. That way I'm on the other side of that tree over here, and I'm free and clear of this side, because I know it's going to roll that way. And there again, I'm by no means a logger. I don't claim to be. But I do feel like sometimes that downed trees can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than felling, a live tree or an upright tree. Especially when they fall into places like this, and you're at the mercy of what it's sitting on, and all this weight from this trunk, it's all sitting right here on this root ball. So there's a chance this thing could go any which way. So I always try to plan out as best I can what I think this tree is going to do. But for all of you that's been doing this long enough, there's, you can plan, but there's always going to be something that could go wrong, or something could change, weight shift, a limb break, anything. So let's see what we can do here, and hopefully we can get on the ground and everything be okay. That definitely went as good as I could have expected it to. Everything worked out good. So now what I'm gonna try to do is the exact same thing on that one. And I'll probably make my cuts from this side because it's probably gonna go that way. Then I've also got to be mindful of what's gonna happen here, because that trunk and root ball is gonna go down. It has no choice. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. Hopefully we can be successful on this side as well. Alright guys, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I'd say it's probably getting fairly long at this point, but we got accomplished pretty much what I wanted to get done, and that was to get, you know, those pine trees out, those logs, along with some of these oak logs, and just get them out of, you know, out of the woods here, and get them out of the way of this little road bed here. That way I can get my trailer down here and start loading up all these rounds of wood. Got several over here, a bunch down there, so I'm just gonna back the trailer right here and load it up and get them out. But I didn't get the trunk out. I'm gonna wait and probably do it another day. I'm gonna, like I said, cut it off right there at that big spar of that crotch, and then get me 16 feet back to there. Cut that off, and then I may have to get the Kubota to get this one out. I'd say it's gonna be pretty heavy, and I'm afraid the two-wheel drive Massey Ferguson getting out of here. I'm just not sure if it's not too bad, but I just don't want to tear anything up. So I'll just get the four-wheel drive Kubota and get that big one out. Plus, I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen with this root ball. I'm guessing that it's probably going to, if I cut that thing off right there, it's probably going to want to fall back in the hole. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. But we'll see. Be nice if it would go back in the hole. It would look a little bit better instead of that big root ball sticking up there, blocking half the forest. But we'll see. Let's walk out here and I'll show you what logs I got out of the woods. So here's what I got out. Not too bad of a haul for just right there, right out of two trees really. Got this big pine log here, which I think it's right at 13.5 feet-ish. Got this one, which is 16 feet. Another small 16-footer there. Not sure what I'll do with it, but it was good and straight, so I got it. And then 16-foot red oak log and another 16-foot red oak log. But that there's got a little bit of a wang to it, but I believe it'll be all right. I think we can get it somewhat trued up. I'm probably just going to make some probably barn siding or fence boards or something out of that one. So it doesn't have to be furniture grade, but just some good lumber. But either way, I appreciate y'all sticking around, and I hope you enjoyed the content. I had fun getting these logs out. Like I said, I'm no logger. I don't claim to be, but I enjoy doing this, and like I said, it's a absolutely beautiful day, so it was perfect weather for it. But I hope to catch you on the next one, and we'll see you.